Hello Lyrebirdies, Dush here, co-founder of Lyrebird Beatbox School, the first school where you can learn beatbox and progress with the best. Today we are here with a new and simple concept called Story of Beatboxer. The main objective of this series is to retrace the stories of beatboxers that seem important to us because they contributed to democratize our beloved discipline, which is beatbox. Each discussion features an artist beatboxer sharing his or her story and current vision of human beatbox, so we can try to understand their approach on a deeper level. So, without further ado, let's go! So, today I have the chance to interview my dear friend, world-class beatbox artist and teacher, Arthur Lyrebird, aka Bookie Blanco, professional beatbox artist and 3-time French Beatbox Champion. Once in solo and twice in tag team with Pac-Max under the name of Fresh Tonic. So, to understand your approach and to start this interview, my first question will be, Bookie Blanco, how did you discover beatboxing?
I started beatboxing in 2014 with a Hutch workshop. It was like an initiation workshop, and I just didn't know beatbox. I just saw beatbox on TV, but it was a really easy beatboxing and not really beatbox from the community. And I was so shocked. So I decided to continue. And after that, I just continued by my own. And there I am.
Very nice. So, how long did you take workshops with Hutch?
It was like not so much. It was really like 3 workshops. And I had, funny thing is that I had like piano classes at the same time I had workshop with Hutch. So I started my workshop with Hutch and I gave everything, and I knew like 30 minutes after I have to lead the class with Hutch to do my piano classes. And I was so sad to leave this beatbox class because even if I was no classes, I was thinking about beatboxing. So yeah, it was really like initiation, and I continue deeper after that.
Very nice, very nice. So, you can tell, is it Hutch inspired you to start beatboxing? Oh, who was?
First of all, yes, because I loved Hutch style because I knew it was unique. When you hear Hutch on stage or in videos, there is this thing. Like his sounds are very sharp and really powerful, but in another way than other beatboxers, and that made me think that fits to my style because I knew I had different tastes in beatboxing than others. For example, I don't like that much vocal basses, or I was really intrigued by many sounds that was not in the trend at this beatbox era. So yeah, he was one of my main inspiration with other beatboxers.
Very nice, very nice. So, when did you know that you like more original sounds, I would say, than basses, for example? When did you start to know your tastes,
Um, I think it's by hearing, by going on Discord. I think first of all, I looked a lot of beatbox battles on YouTube, like the very famous ones. The first famous one was Alem against Killer in 2012, and at even at this point, I was a huge fan of Alem because of his energy, but also because of his technique. It had so much energy, and it wasn't so much on basses. Of course, I loved beatboxers like Kim, but not much on the basses than on the sound design, and that's what I loved. And more and more I listened to beatboxers, more and more I could filter what I liked, and that was this thing of you produce a sound and it sounds unreal, and that's what I like.
Very nice. So, you talk about Alem, Kim. Are they encounters, people that had the biggest impact on your beatbox, or are they other people that inspired you in your beatboxing?
I think for sure, those beatboxers really inspired me, and I know I had a big influence of French beatboxers. There are some other, for example, Beastie really inspired me because of his sense of groove. MB14 inspired me so much because when I first hear him on GBB, I was really shocked by the aesthetic he could produce, even in solo category. So yeah, but I think my influences that you can hear now in my beatboxing are Rips One, for sure, because of this kind of soul in the beatboxing, and also 2H for the same reasons. This is the kind of beatboxers when you hear them, you don't know why, but you're hypnotized. There is this thing when I listen to 2H or Rips One, when I listen to him, there is something, I don't know why, but that touch my heart only with sounds and rhythms. So yeah.
All right, cool. If you had like 1 to 3 videos that have influenced you, your beatboxing, what would it be? We can share the videos on the screen if you want.
Okay, this is a nice question. The first one, I think it's the battle Alexinho against 2H. This is a classic, but this is one of the video I watched the most. For real.
Very nice. Would you like to show an extract or watch the whole battle together?
Yeah, I think the 2-second rounds.
Yeah, second round.
They're both crazy. The first round of 2H really inspired me also, but yeah, the 2-second rounds, like the aesthetic and the ideas of 2H and the stage presence and the virtuosity of Alexinho on his round, it's the best battle.
Okay, let's watch this one. Second round of Alexinho against 2H.
You say the duh and the hana. Set!
I love it.
Nothing. Let's inspire other people. Let's inspire other people. Down. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1.
This is great.
10 seconds. That is time.
Sick.
It is a minute 30, second round on Alexinho from France. I say the trois, you say the turn, in trois.
Okay, let's do it. Ready?
Yeah. That's incredible.
Oh là là. Yeah, what a battle. Even in live, it was so crazy.
You were. I wonder how was the crowd, because we can see in the video that it was crazy, but we can never imagine how it was.
Yeah,
And
definitely crazy. That's what happened when I see like an innovative beat, I would say. It was crazy, like new sounds, counter, like 2H was bringing a new sound, a new technique, and Alexinho had like 1 week to chill with him in Switzerland, so he catch it just before, and he didn't tell anything. It was a joker, so very nice counter. Didn't expect that at all, so very nice. Yeah, big up to Alexinho over there.
Yeah,
For this
huge
one.
big up. That was a performance. For me, this battle really resumed the beauty of a beatbox battle, because you got everything. You got crazy techniques that are new and nobody heard that before. You got a crazy energy. You've got like complicity on stage and something unexpected but maybe prepared. This is for me, it is the perfect battle.
Yeah, very nice. But yeah, Alexinho has a very nice skill of answering, like good answering. I think it's very important in battle. And as you said, like I can hear that you feel like battle is like a game for you. So is it like a key for you to win battles? What do you think about battles?
I think battles. First of all, I'm really convinced that battle is the school of beatboxing. When you learn beatbox, there is now a beatbox school, Lyrebird beatbox school. But before, when we wanted to improve, there were two way. You train by your own. You train on Discord, or you do battles. And when you're doing battle, you improve so much because you're implicated directly in the beatbox. You have not only to be better, but you have to listen carefully to the opponents to see what you can answer, what you can do against somebody who don't have your style and maybe can win on it. So this is a level of listening, and after that on performance, you're obligated to improve by doing that. And preparing a battle is like preparing an exam. I see things like this. So yes, first of all, for me, it's a school of beatboxing, but also it's one of the funniest thing I can do on planet Earth. Doing a battle, it's a lot of pressure, but it's so funny. Like, you're in front of one of your friends, there is a public, a crowd, and you have to be better and to propose something unique. So you're at 100% engaged, and this is like, it's like roller coaster, but not the same as the sensation. For me, it's that.
Very nice. All right. So I have one question in mind. What would you recommend to people that don't like this format, the battle format, to be against another, to be confront against another? Do you have like an advice for them?
Yes, I have an advice for them. Not seeing this as something important. Yes, battle can be important, but what is important is the moments of stage. If you like, it's not really a competition. First of all, it's a moment shared, like jams after the battle. I really see it like a show with two people. Like, we don't care who won or not. There is something in most of the beatbox events. There is not a cash prize, and when there is a cash prize, sometimes we just share with other beatboxers. Like, a battle is something cool and stay as something cool. If you want to do win money with beatboxing. You can do workshops, you can do concerts, like you can do live streams, but battles is really something for the fun and the happiness of the culture. So yeah, don't stress, it's just this, and if you're afraid to do it, just do it and you will see how fun it is.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
good exercise to restitute, like to see where you are and yeah, what level you have actually. Yeah, I agree. Very nice. Thank you very much for your answer. I have now a question like about beatbox event. So you talk about GBB, but which beatbox events had the biggest impact on you since you started and why?
This is the French Beatbox Championship for sure. For real, the first event I ever went was the French Beatbox Championship 2014. It was in Nantes, that was my town, and Hutch told me, "Hey, if you're interested, there is this championship in June," and I started beatbox in May. So just with 1 month of beatboxing, I went to a beatbox event, and that was like a revelation. For real. I saw beatboxers like Mike Breath. I saw Alexinho on stage. I saw Beastie on stage. I saw Hutch. I saw Kim. And funny thing is that when I saw Kim, I was completely shocked. But you're Kim Shadow Sumo? And he was like, yes. So I was like, and I couldn't move because I was a huge fan. And when I see all the beatboxers being so close, and I was like, what the fuck? There are superstars everywhere, and they're like all our friends, and they talked to me if I was one of them, and I was so shocked, and that really had a big impact on me, on my beatboxing, and I never stopped. The only French beatbox championships I didn't saw live was 2015. All the others I went. And yeah, all this community at every beatbox championship, I was so fascinated by the performance of the beatboxers I loved, that always when I went to these events, I was like improving and improving and improving. And the championship in 2016, like I won't say, if you want me to say this, I will, but
You can.
just do it. Okay.
Someone asked
So
in the chat
okay.
about the depth.
What happened? Um, like at this championship, I had no money to come, but I had so much friends on TeamSpeak. It was the Discord, but in 2016, there were like so many friends in TeamSpeak that were coming at the French champ, and with who I beatboxed all the summer. Everybody was coming. I was like, yeah, I want to be part of this too, because everybody is part of this. So why not me? And my parents were not okay with this idea, so they said, no, Arthur, you stay in your town, and you don't move to Paris to see the French champs. And I was like so frustrated with a friend of mine called Lemonidas that lived near from myself. We decided to go and to tell my parents, yeah, Arthur is coming, is sleeping in Lemonidas' house, so it's not in Paris. Don't worry, it's in Nantes. But actually, I went with him in Paris with the Zeko parents' car. Zeko was a beatboxer of our age too. And we went to this event, and I had only 10 euros. And I was like, okay, with 10 euros, I can go and go back, and it's okay, because I thought like we were coming back in the same car uh, from Paris to Nantes,
Yeah.
my town. But actually, I went to the event. That was the best event of my life, and it's still the case. But finally, the co-parents didn't come back to Nantes, but to another town at the opposite of France. So I was like completely lost in Paris, and I just asked Kim, "Hey, I'm a big fan of you, and I'm stuck in Paris, and I'm 16, and I cannot go to my place at Nantes. Can you help me?" And it was like, okay, this is a bit strange, but bro, I can borrow you. I can reserve like a blabla car, which is like co traveling. Yeah. And you just give me the money back when you have it, no problem. And I was like, yeah, but I don't have any money, and my parents don't know I'm here. And it was like, but okay, but your parents can give me the money, it's not a problem. And I was like, yes, but they really don't know, and they don't want me to be here. And he looked at me like, and he was like, at this time, they're all the beatboxers I was fan of, like Alem, Firebras, Vitrino, I think Kenny Urban too. I don't remember, but there was a lot. And Kim just stand on the table and said, everybody, you will give €5 to Bookie Blanco because he's 16 and he just run out of his house without his parents' accord, and now he's here, but his parents do not know, and he doesn't have any money to go back. So everybody give him €5, and we're gonna take a train for him. And I was like, wow. And everybody did that, and I was so touched. Even beatboxers I was fan of, but nobody knew me at this time. So I was, okay, this is the beatbox community. I want to do it all my life. And that was the event that most impacted me in any way, in all of the way. Just had to be the biggest impact it could have had.
Yeah, they're very nice. I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, you this event.
Yeah,
You saw it.
and Kim, the true leader, and he did very well. And I hope, like, did you travel back safe? And did your parents knew about it?
That's funny because I usually talk about this story, but nobody know after this story. I came back very well. Like, I used to go back at my parents' place, so my place, earlier. So I told them, yeah, there is a big problem with buses. I will be late. Sorry. And they're like, okay, this is okay, but you won't eat with us because we prepared the cook. But after that, I came back, and it was I was so exhausted. Like, I was already like sleeping when I was with Beatboxers the last day, because with Lemonidas we didn't sleep at all. And
Yeah.
it was a 3 days event, so that was exhausting, and I just like slept for 1 day. And after that, I got to go back on school, and I told my mother I was at this beatbox event just 6 months after.
Okay.
And she was like totally disappointed, like, and she was just angry like for 13 minutes. And after that, I'm like, she was like, okay, it's good that you didn't said me told me that
After?
it's good that you didn't tell me that just after the beatbox event. If you did, I maybe had to kill you, but now it's now it's too late to kill you because it's already done. So okay, let's go.
All right, very nice. And
I'm not sure if something I say is not clear in English. Don't hesitate to tell me.
it's very clear, I think. But
Okay.
we can ask the chat if it's clear or not. Let us know. All right, very nice. So now let's talk a little bit more about history of beatboxing. When did you start getting interested in the history of beatbox?
It was with my it was with the university, actually. I was studying beatbox at the scenic arts faculties of University Bordeaux Montaigne.
Nice.
So there were not like beatbox subjects at university. Only drama plays, scenic art, and dance. So I really wanted to put beatboxing in the studies, and the teachers received it very well. They were like, okay, history of beatbox is not written already.
Yeah.
So you have to do it, Bookie. And I was like, okay, I really want to do that. And that is truly fascinating. When you start to know more about the story of beatbox, you can understand better how how his evolution can take place and just evolve, and what are the different movements of beatbox. And this is really, really interesting if you want to progress, and if you want to just understand your art, and how to why you beatbox. For example, some of beatboxers really focus on vocal bases in America. Why vocal bases are in America are such implanted? Why France is like the country of technique? Why the Kessner sounds like that in Korea, South Korea, or Japan? Why there are a lot of air techniques in UK, for example, Contrix, Rips One, Oasis.
Yeah.
There are like some beatbox specificities with the time you beatbox. Is it in 2010 or 2020? And also with the geographic factor.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting, and I think we have to learn deeper about that to make the discipline and the art form more complete.
Very interesting. I like it. And so, just to continue on French specifically, why do you think like technicality is the most important or most how would you say common specialty for French beatboxers?
I think there are like some reasons. If you take the map of France, you can see there are like two, according to my analysis, there are two dominant style. You've got the style of the south of France and the style of the north of France. When beatbox arrived in France, it was in the 80s. Firstly, with beatboxers in Paris, for example, with Chic.
Yeah.
And the beatboxers in the south, you had fabulous troubadours with Angeby, and you also had beatboxers in Marseille. And slowly, when beatbox started to be composed around those three poles, you had some other place of beatboxing. Like, for example, in Angers, you started to have beatboxers like LOS. And also in the west of France, more generally, you had Ezra too. In Marseille, you had Mike Flo, Mike Lips, I think, and other beatboxers like that. In Toulouse, you also had some beatboxers like, if I remember well, his name was Wabe, the Funky Machine. And in Paris, you had Mike Spoon and Firebirds, etc. And all those beatboxers was starting to beatbox lonely, but with internet, with Ventrilo, and with the starts of beatbox community, they were starting to beatbox together, and there were like some events, not in France, but that started to make a little federation. For example, in 2000, there were this beatbox event in London that permits to some French beatboxers to see each other, and etc. And that's made the start of the French beatbox community. After that, you had the World Championship in Berlin. You had some other beatboxers that can meet in those events, and there were already a community. And then you had the French Beatbox Championships in 2006, and in this event you can see already the level of French beatboxers, and what bring the techniques with France was the beatbox community, because beatboxers in France were really 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 close and don't hesitated to share their techniques. So you had at the difference of countries, like for example UK's or Spanish country,
Spain.
Spain, thank you, or Germany, or Italy. There were this community that grew up more and more. And France, there are not so much beatboxer in France than, for example, in Japan or in United States. But France is a little country, so in every town you can train. You could train with another beatboxers, and that's why the technique started to become more and more the culture of French beatbox. There is another thing too. It's about the language. France has a language with a lot of
Rules.
of non-vocal phonemes. I
Pronunciation.
think this is the word. Yeah, from pronunciation. For example, you got the and those things can make the technique more precise. And this is also this with the pronunciation of sentences. For example, in England or in English language, you got a lot of air projections when you talk. For example, the word why, you don't say why, you say why. And there is you don't have this in French language. It's a lot with the consonants. Those non-vocal phonemes bring you to the word and then to the sentence. And this is the same phenomenon with the beatbox techniques, like for example the breaks and the patterns.
Yeah.
Like for example with if you can beatbox like that, it's also because the French language is like designed already a little bit for this. But if you don't have this, it's not enough to bring all the French technique. You got really this huge community that's really bring that.
All right, very interesting. And I think many French beatboxers share your point of view. We can confirm that with other beatboxers in the next sessions. But I really like it, and I agree with you.
Okay, perfect.
But for example, yeah, in Thailand, we have another sound like is, but it's part of the language, so it's easier for Asiatic beatboxers to make bongos and some stuff like this. So I totally agree. We will talk about.
Okay, but that's really interesting that's when you understand this, that gives the wants to go to listen to more beatbox from many countries. For example,
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear the Russian beatbox and to make parallels with the Russian language too. And there is that, but there is also the culture, of course. If you take, for example, the music gender, of course, it will influence the country, the beatbox of certain countries.
True. Speaking about music genres, what musical genres have been the most common in your beatbox since you started, and which beatboxer do you think contributed to these influences?
Okay, I think the first of all was hip hop, like boom bap, because I listened to it really, really massively, thanks to Beastie, for real. I loved Beastie groove, and I was like, why does he grooves like that? when I listened to the cover he did in beatboxing, I was like, okay, that's an old world that opened to me, and I really want to go deeper in this. And also, there is another reason why I love so much boom bap. It's because of open mics. When I wanted to improve my beatbox skills on stage, I did a lot of rap open mic, but I was beatboxing in there, and I was just scratching, for example, and I received an amount of classic hip hop classics. I couldn't just I couldn't not listen to it. So yeah, I started to get a nice culture of those, and yeah, that is the main genre. Also, more and more I start to get interest to IDM, which is intelligent
Electronic.
dance music.
Yeah.
And I think beatboxers like Rips One really made me like it, because first of all, I was liking Rips One beatboxing, and I was like, wow, it's crazy, but where can I find music like that?
Yeah.
I was liking Inky style on the GBB 2018. That was like his second round again against Witness. Really inspired me so much. I was like, okay, I want to do this in beatboxing, and I started to search in his SoundCloud's inspirations, the music I liked on SoundCloud, and all the music I liked too were about the IDM genre with, for example, Aphex Twin or things like that, and that was really something that starts to pick my mind. But also I have one project with a pianist synthesizer, and he listened to a lot of IDM too, and that's why I start to get interest to it. So yeah, I think that's my two genres I most like. But there is also 80s synth pop, because my dad listened that all the time, and that is really a nostalgic music for me. And that energy of 80s synth pop, I really want to transmit it into beatboxing. For example, inspirations like Depeche Mode.
Nice.
Yes. So yes, that is the three things that are the most in my beatbox. But it was not for the most important. That was not really the beatboxing, but things that were outside the beatbox, and I just took it to do it in mine.
Very nice. All right. And did you try to reproduce like beatbox sounds of Beastie and Rips One at the time you get influenced, or not?
I think at my very first years of beatboxing, I was trying to do for I think like everyone, like beatbox Rips One rhythms from the World Championship 2012, for example. So yeah,
Very popular one.
yeah, very popular one. This is my friend. I talked about him. My pianist friends. He's just here. He's also my roommate. So yeah, he's saying hello to you, but we cannot see him on the street.
But hello to him.
Everybody tells you hello, Maran.
Hello,
Okay,
Mao.
he's happy.
Very nice.
And yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Yeah, it was about did you try to reproduce like beatbox sounds of your favorite beatboxers? Or
There's
favorite
that.
beats?
That was that. And also there was like collapse routines. I was so fan of it. Even if even if I didn't want to reproduce it, it was like I listened to it every day. So I was like with the instinct reproducing it because I loved it. But for example, the all those techniques are that was things I was huge fan at the moment he did it on stage. So yeah, I reproduced it because I loved it.
All right, okay. But you adapted to your style, right?
Yeah, not with collabs, but things that I tried to reproduce, I didn't put it on my routines, and
Right.
I really didn't want to take it to by my style, because I always had this thing with creation. I think I got some facilities, some abilities to create more than to reproduce. If I
Mm.
try to reproduce something, I will always fail. That is a thing. I don't know why. This is a part of my identity. I have to create, and it is really hard for me to reproduce. So even if I did like some beatbox beats, for example, rips one or collapse ones,
Hmm.
always that was a little bit shitty compared to what I wanted to create.
Very nice. So, what would you recommend to a beatboxer who is at the opposite profile of you? That is to say, like, who has facilities to copy but difficulties to create. What would you recommend?
Mm. I think, first of all, I will recommend them to not take it seriously. Like, if you fail to create, this is okay, and to open their mind, like it's completely okay to do shitty things at the beginning. And if you create things and you're not proud of them, this is okay. Just continue and try and experiment. This is the thing. More you experiment, more you try, and more you get this creation feeling. And I know every beatboxers that I know that reproduce well but have difficulties to create are very critical about what they create, and are like, okay, I've done this, but this is, I don't know, this is a bit weird, or this is a bit strange. But yes, it's strange because this your style, and if you don't know your style when you start to create, this is totally okay, and this is totally normal. And I think you have to discover and to meet your beatbox style like if it was a person. And yeah, when you don't know this, when you just start to create and you think things you do are not really uh, mm, things you create doesn't fit to your personality, it's because it takes time to really like understand what is creating, what is cool, or and what is not by your style. And this is a very long process.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for this advice. Someone in the chat tells us to drink water. It's better to have one stone on your path than two in your kine. Have a good day. Thank you very much, Jerome, and it's very important. You're right. Back on your profile. Do you remember your first beat, and can you still do it?
My first beat was from Hutch, and I still remember it. It was on the paper sheet he gave me for learning beatboxing, and it was up, 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 at, 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 at.
Very nice. Big up to him. And if you had like one signature sound or a signature beat you would like to share to the beatbox community, which one would it be?
I think my signature sound, I think everybody who knows me knows what I'm gonna say. I think this is the Bookie snare. I call it like that because I don't have other way to call it, but it's like.
Wow.
And the signature beat will be the Bookie shot technique. And this one, there is not so much a bit I can do, but I put it in most of my routines right now, and this is a part of my style. And yeah, I use it like. pa pa pa.
So many details. I like it so much. Thank you very much for sharing it. Very
No
nice.
problem.
And Naskia just told us, like, had Rythmind been an inspiration for your solo beatbox?
This is funny because there is a period we worked a lot with Backmax and other beatboxers because we had the plan to do a crew. It was with Lemonidas, Ipso, Nazca, and me. The Rythmind was a big inspiration because that was my period. I really wanted to improve the drums and the techniques in my beatboxing. So yeah, that was Rythmind groove that I loved too, and especially the battle he did against Pash was one of the battle I enjoyed the most at GBB7 to Smoke.
Yeah.
If you want to,
We can
to
share it.
share it. I don't know if we have the time, but this is not.
I think we have the time.
Yeah, 7 to smoke, make some noise.
Let's go.
Wow, crazy battle.
Yeah, so crazy. What did you like the most?
Yeah, I think like the feeling of music. They both have really different inspiration in music. Bash is a lot about techno and yeah, electronic music, and maybe Rythmind was also on those inspiration, but you can really feel like the drummer feeling of rhythm, and that's what really shocked me on this video. Well, there is this sounds like really Detroit, like. And you can't wait. You cannot stop to move the head. And even if he's totally out of the thing because he lost his microphone, so the feeling is cut. Is like continuing to feel the music, and so is the and this sense of musicality is just mind blowing for me, and that was one of my in a certain period one of my biggest inspiration. But the funny thing is that with time, I think I changed my mind about this, and now other things pick my sensitivity on beatboxing. For example, now like the sound texture will touched me as well as rhythm feeling in this battle. I think I couldn't. If now you ask me, I think I cannot choose between both the two participants.
Yeah.
Because before I would say, yeah, this is Riemann 100%. His rhythm feeling is perfect. But wait, you hear like the quality of the bass sounding, it's also crazy. So yeah, I love this.
Very nice. So you like the both schools, like the sound texture and the rhythm flows school, I would say.
Yeah.
Very
But
nice.
if you look at like beatboxers, in fact, I think there are like so much styles of beatboxing. Nobody is like better than the others.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how deep you go in your advantages and facilities. For example, if you take beatboxers like Kim, who developed a null texture on all his basses, vocal basses, it's crazy. But when you hear Alem, his technique and energy is crazy. But both of them are really nice beatboxers. It depends on the taste, I guess.
Yeah, very nice. And you made the transition for me for the last question. Like, if you had like to give one piece of advice to beatboxers who follow us and who want to stand out from the crowd, well, what would it be?
How to stand out from the crowd? I think
From the crowd.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, it's like sortir du lot. So yeah, differentiate yourself from other beatboxers, but in a deep way.
I think to assume what you're like. Well, there are beatboxers, everybody like them. For example, Codfish, there are like not so much beatboxer. You ask them, do you like Codfish? Then they say, no, I don't like his way of singing or anything. You can take, for example, King Inertia. You ask beatboxers, they're like, it's really rare to say, I don't like King Inertia musicality. You can say other things about those beatboxers.
Yeah.
But there are beatboxers that really give beatbox trends, and if you don't listen to the trend, and if you listen to what you like without the trend, and you will start to find your style. I got a nice example. I take in every beatbox classes I do that are master classes or non beginners classes. It's to find your style, you have to listen to the music you liked from your parents. I think something that we can all share is like the music we liked with our parents, because our parents were young before us, and they had like other musical tastes than us right now. And if you like something that is not from your age and you'll still like it, but you don't know why, it's big. There is something to go deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper. And if you can really understand what you like in music, what you're sensitive to,
Yeah.
and you can find a way to explore your style and develop your style more. For example, if I take my example, I know I love melodies, but for a long time I was really stuck in this thing. Yeah, there are musical beatboxers. I want to be a musical beatboxer, so I have to do melody. And for a long time, I did like really generic melodies. And at a certain point, I was like, okay, I do those melodies, but what do I really like in music? Is it really that? And I understood that I loved rhythm too. I loved texture too. And I was like, okay, if I put my standards at the point zero and I say, hey, what do I like without any judgments? I think I like IDM, for example, or synth pop or hip hop for certain reasons. And at this point, I was like, okay, now I know what to explore. And if you like what you do, you will you will go deeper and deeper, and you will find your style and your identity in it. It's because when you like it, it's because there is a part of you in the thing you like, and you can relate to. And of course, there is also a part that is not of your identity, and that's what make you want to develop and go deeper in this side, because you don't know it, but there is something that you know can be part of you, and that is a style. I think it's when you take things that are outside of your identity and you find your identity in it, and that is the for me the definition of style.
And
I
get
think,
recognized. Very nice for that.
and you get recognized for that. It's because, for example, I love this synth pop, and I know I heard nobody in beatboxing doing like Depeche Mode cover, or I don't know, a French French song. Like
True.
for example, nobody in beatboxing does Serge Gainsbourg song cover. But if you like it, just do it.
Yeah, maybe Tunesino, no? Maybe.
Maybe Tunesino,
I
perhaps.
don't know, but he can do it, I'm sure.
Yeah, and everybody knows Tunesino has a crazy style, very unique. So
True.
find yours.
Very nice. I like your answer for this last question there. Thank you very much. So it's already the end of the first show. Did you enjoy this format, Bookie?
Yes, I really enjoyed this format. I think all the questions were very pertinent, and it was really nice to relevant.
Yeah.
Okay, all the questions were very relevant, and that was also really comfortable to just sit, talk, and see videos, beatbox videos. I know this was really fun to do this little introspection as well, and to talk a little bit of the history of beatboxing, how it can be fascinating. I can't wait to explore more that and to share it to you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you here today. I hope our listeners enjoyed the content too. Do you have a last things you want to say to our auditors?
Yes, you can find me and my projects on Instagram. There are like two projects I really want to talk to you. It's first of all my tag team with a crazy pianist and keyboardist, and who worked with synthesizer. It's called In the Shell. Not like this. INZZ INZESHEL.
Like this?
Like that. Exactly.
And your pianist, what's his name?
Palipnul. PALI
DLA.
PA.
Yeah,
Start from the beginning.
This one?
Blah people. No.
Oh no, I've found it. It's okay.
Yeah, this is us.
All right. Okay, so I will share it on the screen just for people. So
the concept is very cool. I beatbox with in a computer music application, like for example Ableton or FL Studio, and I beatbox in this. Palipnol records synth melodies and chords on this, and we do an all instrumentals with this, and we try to find the texture, like digital or electronic texture we can apply to beatboxing. We really take the beatbox as a material, and then we transform it with computers, etc. And on this, I rap and he raps and sings. So this is a really a musical project. I really love that.
Nice.
The question is how to make the beatboxing listenable in a streamed music.
Yeah.
So this is the first project, and the other one is Jeune Prince, and it's a live project when we beatbox and dance with another guy who is called Isma, who is a hip hop dancer, and Jeune Prince. And if you it's for the moment it's only in France, but if you are a programmer for another country, don't hesitate to contact us. And yeah, this is a beatbox dance project. So
Very nice.
so yeah, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook, like
Oh.
Dush
Yeah,
is
this
doing.
is the one. Jeune Prince. Okay, very nice. And your tag team with Takmax called
Yeah.
Fresh Tonic, right?
And I thought like people from maybe knew it, but of course I have this tag team with Pacmax, Fresh Tonic, and we did a little break for this year, but we're coming back strong than ever, and we really give everything to explore our universe and musicality.
Very nice. I can't wait to see your progress. Very nice.
Thank you.
And just to finish, I have one more question for you. If you had to name 1 to 3 beatbox artists who have inspired you and whom you would like to see on this show to continue to our serie, who would it be?
Okay, I think Beastie for sure.
Very nice.
Then yeah, Rips 1, 2. And the last one, I'm thinking deeply. Sho Irasawa.
She's a Japanese guy.
Is a Japanese, just the Japanese beatboxer. Those 3 beatboxers really inspired me so much, and I want to see. I have a list of 10 beatboxers, but I have to choose 3.
Yeah.
And those 3 have inspired me in very different ways, and that's why I wanted to name them.
Thank you very much for these recommendations. And that's the end of our first show. So I hope our listeners and you too enjoyed the content. We invite you to share your positive and negative comments in the comment section below, so we can improve for the next ones. And also you can suggest guests if you would like to see on this show too. And as a reminder, we don't claim to hold the absolute truth about beatboxing, but we simply want to share different point of view and experiences of different people who seem important to us by contributing to our bit of discipline, the beatbox. And so this was the first episode of Story of a Beatboxer, produced by myself, Duj, co-founder of Lyrebird Beatbox School, with our special guest, Bookie Blanco, professional French beatboxer and 3-time French Beatbox Champion. I invite you to support him on all his social networks, Bookie Blanco, and if you haven't done it yet. And I will see you soon for a next episode. Thank you very much. Esh.
Yep.